Okay guys, today I am going to be doing my August bullet journal spread. So I've already penciled everything out. I've used some coloured pencils which are erasable so that once I do all kind of the line work and stuff, I can go back in and erase it. I also just want to apologise in advance, it is super hot, so I've got the window open and there are dogs barking outside, so if you can hear that, I'm really sorry. So I'm going to start off by using this pen, which is a brush pen, and it is a Sakura Pigma brush pen, I believe. It's new to me. I usually use different brush pens, and I thought I'd give this one a go. Spoiler alert, it didn't go well. So I'm just going to start off using the pen to write out the word August. The tip of this pen is really soft and really flexible, and it made it really difficult to do the lettering. And I don't actually think it's kind of specifically designed for lettering, for brush lettering, and I found it very scratchy on the page and like dry, so I wasn't getting a nice smooth line, which meant I had to go over it. It wasn't great, but you know, I tried to persevere as much as I could with it anyway. Okay, so next I'm gonna kind of draw in some kind of herbs around the top, and I'm using my Tombow brush pen, which is like a pastel green colour. And I decided to use the brush pen first, and then I wanted to outline it afterwards. And I wasn't too fussed if it was slightly offset, because I think sometimes that can give it a nice look. And I decided to go back in with the brush pen, and unfortunately it was actually really thick. I've got this other one, it's just a Pigma Micron, and I really regret not using that now. So this month's theme is actually going to be cute witch. So it's all things kind of cutesy, witchy, skulls, potions and things like that. Maybe a few sparkles. As you can see, the line work is really thick with that pen. So I then ended up picking up the Pigma Micron to do some little stars down here, but again I still wasn't loving it. It was really just black and boring, and yeah, eventually I just kind of decided to move on and come back to it. So next I moved on to my kind of to-do list page, and I used the same brush pen again. I was gonna stick with it. So what I do with my task page is I actually kind of put all of my monthly to-do list on there, and then as the days go on, I pull things across from my to-do list. So the problem with my old brush pens, which are Kelly's Creates ones, is they're great, but they smudge. That was done a month ago, and all you have to do is literally rub your finger over it, and the ink just smudges everywhere. So that's why I wanted to try this different brush pen. But obviously it's going to take a little bit of practice. So again, I've already got my doodles drawn out at the top, and I'm going in with some more Tombow pens. I've got this nice purple one, and I like using the brush end, even though it's kind of thick and flexible. It's just quite nice, and it covers quite a big area. And then I've also got my Crayola Super Tips, so I've got a nice light pink colour here, which I'm just kind of drawing in the liquid part of the potion, and then I'll do the line work afterwards. Oh yeah, here's me remembering that actually I decided I wanted to use washi tape to get a nice clean line at the bottom of the illustration. So, we'll just put that in there now. So with washi tape, it's great because a lot of the time you can peel it off really easily. It doesn't tear the paper as long as you've got a decent washi tape. And I just tend to use washi tapes that I don't really like the design of, so it's not too much of an issue if it gets wasted. So at the top I've done 2 potions and kind of the shape for a crystal as well as some leaves, and then I'm just going back in with the Micron pen to outline everything. It's still quite a thick pen. I went for quite a broad tip. What size is it? It's 0.5 because I do like a thick pen. However, I think I need to invest in a thinner one because sometimes you just need a nice little delicate line. I don't use rulers for my lines, so as you can see when I'm doing my crystal, I just wing it. And yeah, okay, it's not perfect, but bullet journals are working books, in my opinion, and it's not all about perfection. You're likely to make mistakes as you go through it in the month anyway, so you might as well just kind of go with the flow. So I've just added a little skull in here, and then I'm just lining the leaves. Like, I'm finding it really difficult to keep it in frame, and I think there's a few parts in this video where I'm out of frame, so I'm really, really sorry. I need to get one of those proper overhead like cranes that you can put your camera in and it films from bird's eye view, because the one I'm using at the moment is just a normal tripod, and I like tried to set it up behind me and I was getting my head in the way. And I do have like an arm that you attach to the table and it hangs over, but it just moves and wobbles all the time. So here I am drawing a cauldron. Oh, and of course you've got to add some sparkles. So I decided to use the black brush pen to fill in the cauldron, because obviously I can cover a wider space a lot quicker, and it is a really nice black colour. It is quite dark, but it's not overly saturated, but it gives you like a nice smooth even finish. It's not streaky at all when you're just kind of colouring in. So yeah, I'm just kind of unsure on it at the moment. Okay, let's take the washi tape off. Peel porn. Woo! See, that looks quite nice. Nice little straight line. Yeah, I think it makes a nice little border. So I have these washi tapes, which I'm hoping to use. This one is my Trinkets and Treasures holographic one. And then you've got this cotton candy one and like a polka dot one. And then this iridescent one, which is amazing. It's really hard to focus. But when you put it over the paper, it obviously changes colour, so you can only really see it when you move the book around. But it's so cool. Oh no, ugh, accidental sticking. Normally I just tear my washi tape, but because of the type of washi tape it is, I do need scissors to snip it. It just looks so cute. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next page, which is my weekly spread. Now, normally I do a mood tracker and a habit tracker, but I've stopped at the moment because of the fact that they take so long to do, and then I don't actually fill them out. So I'd really like to get back into them, but for the moment I'm just going ahead with the first week of August. So I'm plotting out my spread, which is different to my old spread. I mean, I change it up sometimes I do Dutch doors, but for this week I am doing 9 sections. So I will have the 7 days of the week, a tasks area where I can pull across the tasks from the last page, and then a little notes section as well. Sometimes I add borders and lines, but this time I decided to use the 3 main colours and do kind of colour block headers, which I will write over with a white gel pen. And I just alternate the colours, and it's a bit of a shame really, because it ended up being all of the greens at the top, even though I did them, you know, purple, green, pink, purple, green, pink. That's just the way life goes sometimes. Okay, so the white pen I'm using is the Uniball Signo Broad, again with the broad pens. But I think a white pen needs to be broad because it actually shows up better. And it probably doesn't show up that well on camera, but it is quite bright and it does write over kind of most things. So, and one thing I noticed is that Monday, the first Monday in August is the 5th. But I like my bullet journal spreads to start from Monday, so I end up actually starting this as the 5th, and I'm just going to add the other few days on an earlier page of my book because I've got some empty pages. I know that's a really backwards way of doing it, but I just like them to start on Mondays. I can't help it. There's lots of hand gesturing in this video because I was actually talking to the camera at the time and the audio was really terrible, so I am doing a voiceover now, but that's why you see my hands waving a lot, because I'm talking to you guys. Okay, so now I'm going to add my washi to the bottom of the tasks area, and I've got a little pencil sketch already out, which I am going to then do a similar kind of technique that I've done on the other pages, where I fill in the potions, fill in the items, and go back around with a liner. So I'm just going to do some little herbs and leaves. I've got my 2 potions there ready to go. And then I'm going to add some sparkles and stars once I've done all of the outlines. So I decided to go back in with the kind of fine nib on the Tombow brush pens to add some little dots, little coloured dots in the same colours that I've been using, just to make the sparkles even nicer. Time to erase some lines. Still not loving this August page, but I mean, what can I do? It's done. So I had some ink transfer from the black, where I wrote kind of Monday on the other side of the page. The black transferred into the top left corner of the August page, which wasn't great. So I decided to go back in with the washi tape just to add a little something to this page because I was hating it. So I thought it was a nice continuation from the next page anyway. I don't know that it achieved much. I'll be honest, I don't know that it achieved much. Well, it's not really bad, but it's not great. It's not my finest spread. It's just a no-no for me, and I think the August is too high. It would have been nice if I'd actually managed to get it central. So I am using my white tip pen to go back in and do some little details, like some shines on the bottles and some shines on the crystal. So I kind of changed my mind last minute and decided to do these kind of star shapes. And I thought, oh, you know, the brush pen worked so well for me. Why not crack that back out? I regret this. I regret this so much. Oh, it just looks really bad. I thought, oh, that's a good idea. I'll draw these little stars in black and then I can use my white gel pen to go back in and write the numbers on the top. And oh, this brush pen is just so hard to use. So yeah, that did not go well. I mean, you can see the idea. You can see what I was going for, even if it's not perfect. Okay, and that is my finished spread, complete with pages that I don't like, doodles that I kind of do, and you know, some stuff that's in between that's alright. So it's all good. There's always next month, right? Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more bullet journal spreads, then like and subscribe. Leave me a comment below and let me know, and I can hopefully make some more for you, and hopefully they'll actually work out better this time. So thank you so much, guys. See you again soon.